Yeah. Whoa. My brother shooting turned me to a killer. I know the Lord will forgive me though. Every time I see a nigga winning.
Why don't we define what dating is first?
You're not in a relationship or anything like that. You're just trying to see if that person could be for you. Just getting to know them.
I don't know, I think we look at it really small what dating is. Because I thought it was like dating, oh yeah, we're together, we're in a relationship. But it's the root word, date. You went on a date with them, or you've gone on a couple dates with them. But because I kind of got hurt in college. This was after I was done with my ex-girlfriend in college. And we're just talking. She was like, yeah, I went on a date with this person. So, like, I was like dating, and I was like, but we were talking at that time. You said we were dating. And then
I think that dating is when you and whomever that you are dating both have openly discussed and you're both moving towards a common goal.
Some people say dating. Have you guys ever heard courting?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's the difference?
I think that's completely different.
It's completely
with a
different.
purpose.
Okay.
Of like marriage in mind. A lot of times dating is more of like I'm just looking to meet new people, get to know people. But courting is like, hey, I'm looking for someone to marry. Like I'm gonna set aside that person. Okay, you know what? I know we have common interests. Let's try to see if we can get together.
So courting is more serious than dating.
Yeah. For me, yeah.
Dating can be like a precursor?
Yes, this is where the courting comes in. You say, he meets you and he says, I'm not interested in just dating. I want you to know that if we become serious, I'm looking for a wife. So that's where the courting changes. And then how you date changes as well.
Date, to establish or ascertain the date of an event or an object. And then courting means to be involved with romantically, typically with the intention of marrying. So we now, in these times, date just because we want to get to know somebody, we want a companion. And I think dating originally was people dating, or I should say courting, with the intention to marry somebody, not just to get to know somebody. So if we can say that maybe that's one of our rules we want to go forward with, because I think we're all at this age where we are thinking about marriage or want to get married or want to pursue serious relationships. You should date with the intention to marry.
I think it varies in terms of where you are with the dating. Like if I'm like still getting to know you, I may not want to be with you all day. Like we may start out good and then it may turn left and then we still got horseback riding and movies and dinner. Be like that. So I think and everybody's different in terms of like what you want and like what you're looking for. But I think like in the beginning, just somewhere where you're like you can have conversations uninterrupted, somewhere you can just see like how they react. Coffee shops are nice because you can have conversation uninterrupted and there's no facade that they can put on. It's just you and them just talking. Do we have a foundation? Can we have conversation? Because at the end of the day, you can add on whatever you want and that can be distracting you from the actual person.
It doesn't really matter like what a date is or what a date isn't. Like the main thing that I harped on from your comment earlier that was important was that mutual understanding of what are we doing here.
If you want to know it's a date, you have to say it beforehand. You can't just be guessing. And a lot of times girls fall in that category. Maybe a dude hits them up and is like, oh, you want to go out? And they're like, oh, I don't know, is this a date? Well, if he pays, I think if it is a date, it should be stated. Like, okay, look, I want to take you out on a date.
It doesn't matter what we're doing, but if we're making some kind of appointment, I can count that as a date, because what guys like to do is they like to text you when they're already out, like, hey, let's meet up for drinks. That's not a date. We met up for drinks.
It's not a date unless I like taking out time from my day that like I'm doing something that if you say no, I'm not gonna do it, right? So like if I invite you somewhere where I'm with a bunch of my boys and you show up there, like we're not on a date, because I was gonna do this either way. If I'm like, hey, do you want to go out to dinner at blah blah blah, and you say no, it's like, well dang, I guess I'm not going on a date tonight.
I used to be a guy that had a lot of pride and I would never actually want to ask you or tell you what's going on, which got me in a lot of sticky situations because of doing that. So with all these, especially nowadays with social media, people are calling different things, all this stuff. Like I think you really should kind of get a little corny and just straight up ask or say what it is. Like, I feel like, well, I used to think it was corny. Like, I wouldn't want to go out on a date and be like, so is this a date? And then you'd be looking at me like, you damn straight it's a date, then I look bad, you know what I'm saying? But nowadays, I have a little bit more confidence when I say it.
How many of you, when you meet somebody, male or female, go look at their Instagram,
Social
media, Facebook, anything before talking to them?
Keep your hands up.
My God.
Hey, brand yourself.
Keep your hands raised.
Yeah, I'm gonna find
Your hands raised high.
Don't be talking about your wife. And then
Okay.
you have all these pictures with bottles.
I don't have social media,
Okay.
so that's fine.
Okay.
He's a spy.
Number two,
But you
I
can
don't
still
wanna,
look at people's social
like,
media without talking.
like, our interaction should stand out enough that I can make a decision off it. If I need to like flick through 100 photos, you ain't for me. I'm just talking about
Girls
for me.
is the trickiest creatures
Hold on,
on this
let
earth.
him finish.
If I gotta flick through 100 photos, you know, like let's be honest, I'm a guy. I'm not looking at, ooh, she's skydiving, ooh, I don't be looking at like, oh, alright, you see the full body pic. Like, that's gonna drive me to do the wrong thing. So like,
That's not
I-
what I'm
I-
So I say the reason why you're looking at the social media. To say she got a picture of she's in Cabo and she got a thong, bathing suit,
Cheeks
and
all
like
out.
bending over or something. But it's just like the whole conversation y'all had was fake. And I know that you can kind of see through some stuff, but you can't see through everything because some of the dudes can try to act like nice guys and then.
But let me combat that. So
Guys, let's hear it.
now
saying that to be one of
I'm judging her off of something that she doesn't have that platform to explain, right?
The reason why I look at social media is because of how I use it. So with me, with my social media, you'll see the 3 things that I'm very passionate about in my social media. So I'm looking at from that lens, like, am I seeing like kind of what you're doing, what you're passionate about, that's how I'm seeing. I'm not looking, but if I do see a picture like that, it will raise a flag. I'm not gonna write you off, but it will raise a flag. Like, what kind of things do you actually like to do?
You might see one thing on his Instagram and then say like, oh, did you see that on his Instagram? I'm trusting that girl, he's done, you know? And you can't make those kind of assessments and then think you're gonna, you know, make a decent judgment on who a person is. You kind of got to give the person some time.
Okay. Whatever you put on social media is a reflection of who you are. So if you put lies on there, well, hey, you're a liar. Unfortunately. If you put like encouraging words or you like to post scriptures, that's kind of a reflection of who you are. Like, you probably like to read the Bible or you probably value your relationship with Christ. So
Even if you're faking it, at least I know you should fake it, right? Let me tell people I'm reading the Bible.
Okay.
So,
In the dating game, do your due diligence, whatever that may be. So for some people it may be connecting with your friends or finding if you have mutual friends. For some people it may be looking at their social media. For other people it may be utilizing your friend's social media to find more about that person. Like, whatever your due diligence may be, do it. Expectation, if a guy invites me out to hang out, I don't know you and you don't know me. But if you're inviting me out to change my plans or to make a plan with you.
Even if it's with a group of people.
So it's like me, and that's his group of friends?
Yeah.
And he's inviting me out? Yes, absolutely.